everybody, Bad Review Guy here. This week I'm going to be reviewing a movie that was made by Disney. I know that everybody has their own thoughts on Disney's movies, but instead I'm just going to review a movie that's their oldest movie. Their very, very first movie. Movie number 1. If they had a list of all their movies that they have made, this would be at the very top, the very bottom, it would be right at the beginning. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was a very strange movie despite being the very first. I mean, it barely made any sense. I mean, come on. The princess has lips of red and skin as white as snow. If somebody has pale skin, doesn't that mean that they have some kind of disease? Or like they have the flu or something? I was halfway expecting to the movie that someone would give her, something to help her cold if she's that pale. And her lips being that red? Get the lady some chapstick already, people! And then the rest of it didn't make any sense either. Especially the very first song of the movie. Yeah, basically all of Disney's movies were musicals, if that helps any. But the very first song of this movie made no sense at all. They basically just kept repeating the same thing over and over. I'm wishing for the one I love to find me today. And that right there was the very first song. Hence, of course, they repeated it over and over. But who cares? And then the dwarves were just completely ridiculous also. I don't even remember all their names, but they had the weirdest names ever. It's like, it was like one was happy, and then one was dopey, and then there was like grumpy. All of them had to do with some kind of emotion of some kind. Grumpy, happy, bashful. Except for one of them. Doc. That's it, just Doc. He barely had anything to his name. I also don't know. Are all of these dwarves related, or are they just good friends? They never explain that in the movie at all. And every single one of the dwarves had some kind of nose cancer. How do I know? Look at their noses in this movie. They're big, they're ugly. I don't know, I thought it was really, really weird that they never explained why their noses are like that. And then the evil queen was just completely bonkers. I mean, she wanted to kill Snow White for no apparent reason. Except, of course, for the fact that she would take over the kingdom, and she would rule everything everywhere, and she would become like the ultimate ruler over everything. Like that actually matters. So instead, she turns herself into an old lady, and gives Snow White a poison apple. First of all, I'd like to know, how on earth do you actually poison an apple? They show her in the movie dipping it into something. I don't know, maybe it's like, caramelizing apples, only you put poison in the caramel? I don't know. It's really, really weird, and doesn't make much sense. And the weirdest part? Snow White's prince, that at the end of the movie she actually, runs off to go happily ever after with him. You only see him 2 times in the movie. Near the beginning, and near the end. Where was this prince when she was trying to kill Snow White, I'm just wondering, this prince is a little bit of a jerk if he's just not going to, he sees her once right at the beginning and then boom, he's gone. And Snow White wants to spend the rest of her life with this guy? I tell you, I don't understand, ladies. I never will. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this movie. For Disney's first movie, it was pretty atrocious. So, I suggest you just don't even watch this movie. I mean, it's really that bad. Despite it being an old movie, and some old movies are pretty good, this one's terrible. Do not watch it. At all. Don't. See you later, peoples.